Welcome back to the channel, Classic Volkswagen Lovers Junior with the classic VW Bucks and Sonny the Super Beetle. Well, I have not been uploading videos in the last couple of weeks. I have been pretty busy trying to get caught with this project. Believe it or not, it's time consuming trying to record, do the job and editing the video so that you guys can see the contents. But nonetheless, first of all, before I get started about today's video, I want to send a big shout out to Bossman54. A couple of weeks ago, Bossman54 sent me a gift. He sent me 2 boxes for Frankenstein, which is going to be our next project once I'm done with Sonny. So to you, Bossman54, thank you. It was a very nice and kind gesture. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also sending regards and greetings to Slay's BW Garage and his family, and also every single supporter of my channel. Also to my new subscribers, thank you for your support. Your support is very appreciated. All right, so a couple of days ago, I got a special request from somebody who just have recently integrated to the Volkswagen community in Florida. And he sent me a message with some kind of a trouble that he's undergoing right now with his car. It's the very first time that he owns a Volkswagen. So before I go on with what I want to go over, for you, just know that if you are new to the Volkswagen community, if this is the first time that you own a Volkswagen, a must-have, you should get one of these here. The Volkswagen Service Manual, Super Beetles, Beetles and Karmann Ghia 70 to 79. You need to get one of these here. Air traffic, sorry about that. So yeah, this is a must-have, so make sure you get one of these. You can buy these at many online stores, and they have different prices. You can get them used, nearly new or new, so it's your choice. But it's a must-have in your collection. So for today's video, I'm going to refer to the 1972 Super Beetle drawing, and the problem is the following. This person who owns this car is telling me that every time he engages his car in reverse, the engine is shutting off. So when it comes to transmission in these cars, they are very, very mechanical. However, there is one tiny switch that it's the sensor switch that sends the signal to the reverse lights when you engage your reverse gear in the car, and that also feeds from a wire coming from your coil. The most common thing that you could possibly think that it's happening to you is that when you are engaging reverse, you have a short in your wiring. And what is the possible short? Perhaps you're running your black cable coming from that switch that goes to the coil. Maybe it's connected in the wrong polarity. What I mean by that is that your coil has a positive and a negative side. This black wire that comes from your transmission goes to the positive terminal in your coil. So I can show you better. I'm going to go ahead and give you a very quick reference from the drawing, and then I'm going to go in the car and under the car to show you where you can find that sensor. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so we're referencing the service manual. This is the drawing for sedans that are 111 and 113 from August of 1971 for models that are 1972. All right, so this is a color diagram. This is why I recommend this service manual. So for you who's having that issue, what I want you to pay attention to is to this switch right here. This is the F4 in the drawing, which is the backup light switch. If you notice, this backup light switch has two black wires. These two wires, one of them goes to your positive terminal in your coil, which is 15, and then the other wire splices in two, and those are the two wires that will connect to your X1 and X2 in your reverse lights. So if you look up here, that's X1, and then if you come back here and you trace the other wire right here, it goes to your X2. So what you need to do is get under the car and find this switch right here. This is going to be installed in your transmission. So what I'm gonna do next is go under the car, line in this creeper here to show you where you can find it. Okay, so I want you to use as a reference point to locate that reverse light switch, your front transmission mount in your car. And then if you look right above that, you'll notice that there is this little tiny switch right here. That's the switch that I'm telling you about. So there's two wires that are connected right there, and they're both black wires according to your wiring diagram. So if you trace one of them will actually run on your left side and the other one will run in your right side. So if you look at the one from the passenger side, that's going to go and splice in two wires. It's going to go through an opening. Sorry about that. I'm in an air traffic zone. So that wire is going to be running through an opening in the back wall, in the back firewall of your car. So if you follow that wire, that's going to go and go through an opening somewhere through here. You'll see that wire, which is right there. Let's see if I can focus that. Not sure if you can see the wire, but there it is. So you see that wire right there? That wire right there, right close to the starter. So that wire is going through an opening which runs behind the firewall and connects into the X1 and X2 terminal, and then there is another wire that will actually go and connect into your coil. So now I'm going to get out from under the car and show you exactly where that's coming out through in the engine compartment. So let's go ahead and get out of here. So if you can see this here, this is some of that black tar that is actually used as sound deadener in the car. So behind that, you see this is the firewall. You'll find those two wires coming out through. So one of the wires will actually run here and connect to your positive terminal in your coil. Now, make sure that you know which one is your positive and your negative. In my particular situation, I chose to locate my coil in a manner that my positive terminals are at the top to get them closer to my connections to my carburetor. And then my negative, it's the one at the bottom which connects to the condenser in the distributor. So that's kind of like your reference to know which one is your wire. So you have to make sure that whatever black wire you have coming from the back of that reverse switch is connecting to your positive terminal or your 15 terminal in your coil. All right, so, and then obviously I cannot show you here because that means that I will have to remove my bore, and I can't do that now with my engine installed. But just make sure that that other black wire is connecting to your X1 and your X2 in your car. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that I could tell you that logically speaking could shut this engine off, that you have one of those wires to ground, and what's doing every time you engage reverse, it's sending your coil to ground and shutting off, cutting off the power in your engine, if that makes sense. Okay, so take a look at that. Let me know how that goes for you. That's the only possible thing that I can tell you that it's happening, unless you have a bigger issue, which I am not aware of. But speaking of other types of electrical connections to your transmission, I don't see it, unless you have an auto stick and then you have a different problem. But if you have a regular standard 4-speed transmission, it should not be common or right for your engine to shut off when you engage reverse. The only thing that I could possibly, logically speaking, tell you that would or should shut your engine down is that that black wire somehow is connected in your negative terminal of your coil, and every time you engage reverse, it's sending your coil to ground, and by default shutting your spark, your power off in your engine. All right, so I hope that the video helps you out. If you have any other questions, just feel free to comment below in the comment section. I hope that solves your problem. But other than that, I don't see any other situation or any other problem that could be causing that. So again, if this is the first time that you're watching my channel and you like the contents of the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel continue to grow and share with our Volkswagen community. Until then, this is Junior with Classic VW Bucks. Junior out.